What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wealth Not Weight. I am your host, as always, Coizza, and on this episode of Motivational Monday, we are taking the top 5 questions that I was asked about my weight loss and my weight loss journey. So we're going to talk about things that people want to know, tips and tricks to help people, and just kind of my overall experience on how I lost over 130 pounds to become the person I am today. And before I even say anything, I just want to say how happy and proud of myself I am that I got to this point. And it was a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. You know, this wasn't something that happened overnight, but it was a real kind of struggle, especially when you get through some parts of it when you're obviously not doing something like this before. So you have to build all the information and learn and get all that research and then put that into practice as well. So I'm going to try and help people, and that's kind of the whole point of the channel, or at least a good portion of the channel, is to help people, you know, find the bodies that they're happy with and get themselves into a shape that they're comfortable with and happy and healthy with. So before we get into it, I want to make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If I add value to your day, your week, your month, your year, your life, your whatever, just make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll keep making this content and hopefully bringing you that good value. So the first thing that I get asked a lot is, how did you do it? That's just the big, well, how did you lose all that weight? You know, did you use a special diet? Did you use a special exercise? Did you do anything? And of course, if you're fans of the channel, you watch any other of my health videos, you know I'm just a good fan of good old-fashioned hard work, time, and nutrition. That's basically it. I went from eating, no joke, probably about 2 pieces of cake for dinner and cookies and all that sporadically throughout the day. I was like, oh, I didn't have that much, but 4 cookies twice a day, and then a piece of cake at night, and then soda with dinner, and then dinner, you get a cheeseburger or something, and breakfast you have pancakes. It's all fat and carbs and unhealthy foods that builds up, and it obviously builds up all that sugar and that weight on your body. So I really took stock of what I ate. I just started watching my nutrition. I got educated. That's a big thing. It's like the old G.I. Joe meme, knowing is half the battle. You guys know I use it. And it really is, because once you know what you're doing, once you know, what foods do this, what foods give you this nutrition, what nutrition you need, what nutrition you've been getting a lot of, and what obviously provides no nutrition, those empty calories, like candies and whatnot, you start to realize, hey, I shouldn't be eating this, I should eat this. Well, hey, I really like this food, but that doesn't do anything for me. What's something like this that I can go and get instead? Instead of eating Reese's peanut butter cups, which I love Reese's. I still, will have them as a snack every now and then. But if I have a craving for peanut butter, instead of going into the cabinet and eating 2-3 Reese's peanut butter cups now, I'll have some of that no added sugar, organic kind of peanut butter they sell out of the stores, and something like that. And I can mix it into bars, I can mix it into, shakes, I can mix it into a whole bunch of stuff and just have that kind of peanut butter fix along with these really great foods, but that's after I built that knowledge. So I didn't use a special diet, I just really focused on nutrition. I feel nutrition is really important. Hard work, like I said, just working out and all that. You don't really, like for the first, I say 50 pounds, I really didn't work out too much. I didn't really work out at all, to be honest with you. But then after a while, I started to really get into it. It was something I enjoyed, not that I need to work out to lose weight. I tried working out before, and I wasn't a big fan of it. But then I decided, I went with a friend of mine one day, and we're like, you know what, let's try it, let's give it a shot, and I loved it ever since. And then, working out now has been that kind of staple for me. It's just like, I know a lot of people don't like to work out because that exertion, that energy, especially when you haven't done it before. But now I use that, it's almost like a little bit of a therapy. You kind of, de-stress from the day, you work out, have like a pre-workout. I try the Bang energy drinks. I can't really endorse them because I don't know health-wise long-term what they're going to do. They're still kind of new, and I feel like they're in that spot where they're too good to be true. But as of right now, and as of what I've seen, I really enjoy them. Of course, any of the pre-workouts, creatines or any non-sugary energy drinks, or really just anything that's going to give you that little boost. It could be music, it could be a motivational video, whatever. Anything that you could do pre-workout to get your body in that, yeah, let's do it, let's go kind of mentality, and that kind of state of mind and body would be a great thing, as long as, again, not sugar, not fat, not hurting you. But yeah, so I'll do that, and then I just kind of take the stress out from the day. Work out, I listen to music I like, so I'm in a good mood, I'm ready to go. And when you're working out, you get that anger, like you're like, all right, yeah, let's do it, okay, one more, let's go, come on. And you're really pushing yourself, and when you do something and you meet that challenge, then there's that pride, you feel that relief, like, yes, I can do anything. Especially in that moment, you're just, you're high off life, you're high off that momentum, you're like, let's do it, I could do anything, this is great, I'm glad I'm improving myself. So that hard work and that effort, and I work out pretty consistently. I'd say once every couple days, and that's what I did then too. If not every day, I used to go. I had to change it up a little bit due to my schedule, but now I do it every other day, but I do more intense workouts than I would before. And reaching my set, it's all finding a happy medium with your life and then also your health at the same time. And then just time, things take time, which will bring me into the next question is how long did it take to see results? For me, it took really about 3 months, 2 to 3 months before I really started to see some track of results. I'd say after, the first 2 weeks, you start to feel a little different. Nothing major, but you start to be like, I've been doing this for 2 weeks. I feel my body's a little different now, like almost like you shook something up, You don't quite know what's going on yet, but you feel just a little better. Maybe your body feels a little more put together and you start to feel a little more energized after you, lose weight and then start to work out. You start to feel a little different. And then after that 2-month period, you really start to feel different and you start to see a lot of results. You're like, oh, hey, I lost, like another 3-4 pounds. Or, oh, hey, I noticed my muscles are showing a little more. Obviously, you're not going to be built out and bulky, but you start to see different. You start to see, if you go and you take pictures of your friends and stuff and you're, all doing stuff, you start to see, oh, hey, they were muscles in places that weren't really muscles before. And then after 3 months is really when you start to see, okay, hey, I'm losing a lot of fat now. I'm really building out. Not saying that you're going to be at your point in 3 months, but then that's when you really know, hey, this is doing something and this is doing something big. You have to gauge the time. Like I said, after 2 weeks, you start to see, get a little results or you feel a little different. That's how you know something is going to go on. And then after 2 months, you really start to see what's going to happen. And in 3 months, it pushes forward. And that's what you'll start to see for the rest of your workout and your diet journey is, oh, hey, if I work out consistently, here's what muscles are going to grow. Here's how my body's going to be different. Here's how things shaping up. As far as just general dieting, you can see results almost immediately. I've like my father, when I helped him out with his diet, he said, within that week, he just felt better. He felt a little more energized. His system, and his stomach in the morning, he just felt better. He felt more like, okay, I'm ready to get up and I have an easier time waking up. I have an easier time going about my day and I'll feel groggy. I'll feel sluggish. My stomach doesn't hurt, especially as you get a little older. That's going to be something that's really important. As you're younger, you'll start to notice there's difference, obviously, because you're improving your health. But especially as you get a little older, you get to that midlife age or past, you're starting to really notice those things because any real small change, the food you eat, the type of diet you have, could affect your body in a major way. Third of all is, what is my favorite exercise to do? Do I prefer cardio or weightlifting? I feel that these are both extremely important, but if I had to choose to do one and only one, it would be weightlifting because I really enjoy lifting weights because that's a great way to build muscle, and then you are burning some calories, you are burning some fat by doing that because you're exhilarating yourself, you're getting that heart rate up, you're really strenuating yourself. But obviously cardio, and you guys know I'm a big fan of the HIIT cardio, the high intensity interval training is really pushing yourself for like 15-20 minutes, and then you relax for a little bit, okay, okay, calm down, and then you do it again. The high intensity interval, you're doing an interval, and then that's the training is what you're doing. And you do that for, you can do that for 30 minutes, you can do that for an hour, you can do that for really how long your body allows you to do. Usually for about 30 minutes, because if you're going more than 30 minutes, you're not really doing it right. But as you get a hold of it, obviously, the times are going to vary. But I prefer personally weightlifting because I just, I like myself personally being a little more of a muscular, kind of bulky body set instead of a leaner, thinner body set. I know that's completely different to what other people like, but it all depends on you and your personal preference. So fourth question is, what do you have for snacks? I'll have some protein bars. You guys know I do the protein bar taste test, but those can get expensive often, so I really don't like to buy them and just eat them all the time for snacks. I focus a lot on fruit because fruit kind of has that sweet taste along with being natural. You obviously don't want a lot of natural sugars, but I'll get strawberries, grapes, blueberries, pineapple, all that stuff, and I'll eat that again in moderation. But I'll have that, some unsalted nuts here and there. I'll have the occasional candy, the occasional little snack food as an indulgence, but I try to stay away from that. They have some healthier versions of popcorns and chip-like things, not necessarily saying chips, maybe some pretzel type thing, but it's like a chip type snack. They have a plethora of options that you can get that are good for you, both in fats and carbs and salts. It's generic popcorn, generic chips obviously isn't that great for you, borderline if not bad, but obviously they have healthier alternatives out there that you can get for stuff like that. But that's another little snack that I like to have. That, or I'll just have peanut butter. Like I said, the unsweetened natural organic peanut butter is good. Depending, like the sweetened kind of peanut butter, depending on how much sugar it is, you just grab like your generic thing of peanut butter, chances are it's going to have a lot of high sugars. It's going to be high in fat, granted some good healthy fats, but still a lot of high in sugar, added sugar, and high in fat regardless. So things like that. Vegetables, obviously, like still salads and stuff, light on dressings or no dressings at all, depending on the type of salad you get. I'm big with, my food creations. I live to eat, not eat to live kind of situation. So depending on what you put in there, the vegetables, the fruits you put in that salad, you may not need a dressing at all because it could be sweet and kind of that liquid, kind of juicy flavor of the fruits and all that get all over everything. So that could add to it. It really depends on the kind of person you are and what you enjoy, and therefore you could build off your snacks from there. And then the last question I get asked so much, and I don't know why people focus on this one so much, but it's how much loose skin do you have? So I don't have, and I don't know if people feel this is like a personal thing or not, but I don't have any real loose skin that I've noticed, at least. I mean, my years of doing this, I haven't really noticed, but it's also because I lost it over a long period of time. I didn't focus with nutrition and not just burning it off, and then I started to exercise after reaching a certain point, which builds muscles and tightens your skin. So by doing that, I didn't really have a lot of loose skin. When you watch The Biggest Loser or you watch any of these shows and they lose a lot of weight really fast, you have a lot of that excess skin. Or it could happen just generally in weight loss depending on what you're doing. But if you're just taking a diet and you're like, okay, I'm going to lose a pound a week, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of loose skin, because after a year, you'll lose about 52 pounds if you did it consistently. So you want to lose 52 pounds, it takes you a year. Your body has time to adapt to that. And then in that time, you're most likely going to want to work out too. Once you make that step, you're going to be improving a lot of your lifestyle. Once I started taking, myself seriously and really getting into health and caring about myself, I started taking healthy steps in all forms of my lifestyle. It's like I talk about in the book. It's that kind of snowball that builds up. It's that kind of progression. It's like that puddle, in the pond when you throw the pebble in and it sort of makes that shock wave. That's what it's like. Is you do one good thing in your life and you're like, okay, well, let me do another one. Let me do another one. Let me do another one. It builds out. Okay, it builds up. Sound like DJ Khaled. Another one. Okay, it builds up and it just keeps going until it affects your whole life, and then you're doing these good acts to improve your whole life as a whole. So that's the thing that really works towards is once you'll do dieting, you'll most likely want to work out, and then working out will also help with the reduction of loose skin. And over a long period of time, dieting and doing it within, moderation, not losing 2-3 pounds a week or something. Some people are like, I want to lose, 40 pounds and I want to do it in 3 months. I can't recommend that. That's going to be very unhealthy for you. You're going to be doing something, and if you could do that, again, you're probably doing a method that's very unhealthy. And I don't recommend doing anything you're not willing to consistently do. Like, I'm willing to eat the way I am for the rest of my life. Obviously, now I talked about having to change my nutrition because I've reached that point. That's something different. For 3-4 years of my life, let's just say now, I was in a dieting mode. Okay, now I add 400 calories. That's not a big change. You should be willing to change and adapt, but not something like, okay, I did this diet for 6 months and then I'm going to do this diet and then change this and change that and try this one. That's not going to help you. Obviously, if you're doing things to be like, let me try this, see if it works, and then try and incorporate that into my usual diet, that's different. And changing and adapting that way, or, oh, hey, I've reached my goal, now time to change to reach my other goal. But if your thing is just get to one goal and then obviously change a little bit on the way to the goal, it's going to be very difficult. And you should just kind of stick to something that you're willing to do consistently. If it's not viable long term, if it's not viable to get you to that point of your goal for the entirety or at least large majority of that period that you're getting to your goal, then it's not worth doing. Instead of being like, oh, I'll do a liquid diet for 2 weeks and then get back on it. Okay, and then 3 months from now I'll do another liquid diet maybe. It's not really going to work out for you, and you're going to probably damage yourself and your body in that time. But like I said, nutrition long term and just hard work again. It was the help of reduction of loose skin. Again, I didn't have any loose skin. I don't know why people get so hung up on that, but no loose skin if you do it methodically and you do it correctly over a period of time. So I hope that helped you guys out. I hope that gave you some inspiration to sort of go along your weight loss goals. I hope that helped you if you had any of these questions or you wanted to ask me any of these questions. Let me know, do you guys have any questions for me? Make sure to include them in the comments if you do. Let me know. I'm an open book pretty much, so if you want to ask anything about health, finance, life, whatever, I'll be sure to have and help you out and give you advice, or just tell my story, talk to you, answer questions. You want help with your math homework, I could help you out if it's something I could do. You want anything like that, just let me know whatever questions you guys got going on. and I'll be sure to answer them. So if you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.